How are we doing? First of all, thank you all for coming. Obviously, this is a very exciting time for our basketball program for a lot of reasons. And, I've had the good fortune to be a part of college basketball now for close to 20 years as a player or as a coach. And there's no better time than basketball season when you get to work on pretty much a day-to-day basis with your guys trying to improve and build a team. So we're very excited that time is here. I've been pleased with our guys' efforts and enthusiasm really from day one. They underwent quite a transition in losing a coach and gaining a new one. And so I owe a lot to the kids in our program for how they've accepted and embraced myself, my family, and the staff that we have here. So we can't wait to get started. I'm looking forward to Marquette Madness tomorrow night and seeing the students and the fans in the Owl and get this thing going officially. So, with that, I'll open it up to any questions that you may have.
Mike's over here. Anyone we got first here? How about we start on this side of the room now? Tim? There you go.
Tim,
Hey,
good to
Steve.
see you again.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Tim Van Vorn, Fox 6 here in Milwaukee. You talk about there being no better time. What is your list of kind of a chronology as you get ready to start practice? What do you want to get going early as you lead up to the games?
Well, I think the main thing is that our guys have to learn a new system, offensively, defensively, the way that we're going to do things now. And you're able to work on that somewhat in the summer and somewhat in preseason, but on a day-to-day basis, it jumps to a whole new level and intensity. So, we're really trying to work on everything. And, there's not enough time in the day at times to do all the things we need to. The great thing, though, our guys have shown great effort and they've shown great enthusiasm, and I think it all starts with that. And we'll have enough time to hopefully get familiar with what we want to do as a staff.
Hey, Steve, it's been a little bit since Todd left, and I was just wondering if you've had a chance to think about what you're going to do with that position, the guys who might feel it, the scoring, the two guard, that kind of thing.
Well, with our personnel, we have to have guys ready to play multiple positions. So it's not like we have just a depth chart at the 2 or the 1. We have guys because of our, some of the limitations on our roster, have to be prepared to play multiple positions. And look, we lost a lot of scoring and rebounding from last season's team. And so it's not going to be just one person making that up. It's got to be a collective effort. I really like the guys in our program. First of all, I like them as people. I've enjoyed being around them and developing a relationship with them. I think we have a number of guys who are unproven at the college basketball level, but my feeling, and I'm confident, is we'll have a number of guys who do prove themselves, and I think they're certainly looking forward to that opportunity.
Coach, Earl Arms with CBS 58. How you doing?
Good, thanks.
Well, I guess my question for you is, the expectation has been that, Marquette make the tournament. It's happened, I think, 6-7 years before last season. And then with all the change, you talk about the guys learning a new system. What's the expectation going into this year? What should folks expect to see when they see Marquette basketball?
Well, we don't try to get caught up too much on external expectations. And obviously, this is a program with great tradition and history that's made some serious noise in March Madness, and obviously that's our goal. That's our goal, to be able to play in the NCAA tournaments. Every kid and every coach's goal to get there and then have a chance to win it. We're going to be very process-oriented with this team. Like I said, we have a number of young guys who have yet to do it at the college level, and so our primary focus needs to be on getting better every day and growing as a team and figuring out how you make the people around you better. And if we're able to do that on a day-to-day basis throughout the course of the season, the byproduct of that, in my opinion, can be something that's up to the standards of Marquette.
Coach, over here, Howie Magner with Milwaukee Magazine. As you've gotten to know the players better and the people in in Marquette, the whole program better. What has surprised you since you've arrived here?
Well, I don't know if there's been like a whole host of surprises. I've been encouraged by the quality of kid and the willingness to work. The kids in our program have represented the Jersey very well, and I think they've embraced the standards that we've talked about as a staff and as a program that we want to live up to on a daily basis. And so I've been encouraged by the guys. I think the thing you never know coming into a new situation when there is a transition is how you're going to be accepted and if you're going to be accepted. And I think that, we've not only been accepted, but we've been embraced by the young men in our program.
Coach Gennaro Armas, Associated Press, how are you?
Good, thanks.
With the lack of height your team's going to have, at least until Luke is eligible, how's that going to affect the style that you want to play?
Well, obviously we're an undersized team, and so that can affect you in a number of different areas. Obviously with post defense, when you're playing against other teams with great size at multiple positions, that can prove to be challenging. I think obviously on the backboard, rebounding, that's going to be a real challenge for us. And so, we're going to have to do it collectively. We're going to have to figure out ways to guard outstanding post guys collectively. And we're going to have to figure out how to rebound as a team. And it's not going to fall on any one guy's shoulder. It's going to fall on all of our shoulders. And I think the other thing is, though, some of our best post defense should be our ability to put pressure on the ball. I think we have a number of guys in our program that can put outstanding pressure on the ball and can be outstanding defenders. And so hopefully we can disrupt the vision of the passers and the ball handlers enough where maybe they don't see the guys inside who they'll want to hit.
Coach Greg Matzik from WTMJ Radio. You mentioned the lack of experience relative for the guys. Where do you look for leadership from a team perspective? Have guys kind of started to work themselves into that role yet, or is it a little too early?
No, I think we have had guys step up. In fact, this past week we named Juan Anderson and Derek Wilson captains, and that was something that was voted on by both the team and the staff. And I think those guys, have been a part of this program and have been good contributors. And as seniors, they have a real sense of urgency to go out the right way. And I think they've provided great leadership thus far. I think adding Matt Carlino has been very good for our program. You have a guy who has played in March, has been a double-figure scorer at a really high college basketball level. I think his experience has helped our team. And, for us to be really good, we need all of our guys to be leaders and great teammates. And that's what it's going to take, until we get our full complement of guys and we keep building this thing.
Coach Jim Ozarski on Milwaukee.com. We saw flashes from some of the true freshmen last year, especially Deontay. He can get inside a little bit, but what have you seen from him, his development and practices, and what can maybe we expect, or what have you seen?
Well, I would hope for a breakout year for Deontay. He's a kid who's he's an outstanding talent. He's a very unique athlete in that he's got great quickness and speed, but he's very strong. And so, he's unique in that way. I think he's got a knack for scoring the basketball. I think his challenge continues to be, doing it on a day-to-day basis. In order to be a really good to great college player, those guys bring it every day. And I think Deontay has challenged himself to do that. But certainly, he's a guy. If we're going to have a really good season, he's got to be a big part of that. And he's also a kid who's and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention he's gone through a very tough time recently in losing his mother, and just want to send my condolences to his entire family. His mom was a great lady, and I see many of her best qualities in Deontay. And you never know how a young man's going to react to a tragic event like that, but hopefully he'll use it as motivation and have his mom staring down at him from heaven and watching him have an outstanding year.
Coach, you talked about where the team's at right now. Where are you at right now? You were hired months ago, all building up to this. Now it's your time. Are you a bundle of nerves, a sigh of relief, or are you ready to explode?
Well, I think it's all things at different times. First and foremost, I'm appreciative. I'm appreciative to have the opportunity to be a head coach at a great program like Marquette. I'm appreciative that the university, Dr. Lovell, interim AD Bill Cords and Bill Scholl, who will be our new AD, continue to support us and give us the resources to allow our guys to grow as players and as people and as students each and every day. I realize I'm in a special place, and I'm appreciative. I also realize this is a process. This will be a process for our program and for our team. And for me, the main focus, even beyond what I'm going through individually, is trying to help our guys and put our program in the best position on every day to have a chance to win, both now and in the future.
Andrew Grimman, Fox Sports Wisconsin. How impactful can the transfer of Matt Carlino be? A senior that's been through it, especially with kind of the inexperience of the roster. How much of an impact can adding a guy like that have?
Well, I anticipate it being very impactful. I think Matt's a really good player, and he gives us the ability to play him at the point. He's also comfortable playing off the ball. He's a guy who, if there's one guy in our program who is a proven scorer at the college level, he is it. And, he can score with the ball in his hands. He can score off the ball. And so, he's undergone a tough transition too, and he has handled it beautifully. He's been a fun kid to be around. I think he's been, accepted by his teammates. And, I anticipate Matt having an outstanding year.
Coach, Mark Stropman, Paint Touches. Dwayne Wilson, you guys are certainly deep at point guard. He came in to Marquette as a point guard. Do you foresee him being able to maybe play a little bit off the ball, or for a player that young, do you want him focusing on just one position?
Well, I think Dwayne's going to be a terrific player here at Marquette. I look at Dwayne as a guard. I think he's a guy who is capable running a team. I think he's a guy capable of playing off the ball. In fact, a lot of his best moments thus far early in the season have come with to drive and score the ball. I mean, he has a knack for scoring, and I think he's at times going to be at the point position. I think at times he's going to be off the ball, and I think Dwayne understands that, and he's excited by it. In our system, I don't get caught too much on the numbering stuff. I want guys who can play multiple positions. I want guys who can do multiple things, and I think Dwayne certainly fits that mold. I'm excited for him. Having had to sit out last year, it's hard not having played a year, and so I think he's done a good job for us.
Dennis Crosby from Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. What's your philosophy on a starting five? Would you like it to be set for the whole year, or does it evolve on matchups with the team you're playing?
Well, I think first and foremost they're earned in practice. I think starting positions are not given. I think they're earned, and so those things can evolve throughout a season. And so, again, I would like to have more than 5 guys who consider them and value themselves as starters. And, we're a team, we're not super deep. Hope that will be aided when Luke is eligible. We need everybody on our team to be contributors, to see themselves as valued members of our group. And so I'm not going to get too caught up in, starting. I know it's something that people like to make a big deal about. I'm going to get caught up in the guys who are playing well, and hopefully that's more than just 5 of them.
Steve, it's Lance Allen from WTMJ. Every team kind of develops a personality this time of the year, and in this short amount of time that you've been around, is it, maybe a defensive mentality until the offense catches up? Is it more off the court bonding? What have you noticed so far in these early stages? Well,
I've noticed a willingness to work, a willingness to learn, and an excitement for the season. I mean, look, our guys don't live in a bubble. They understand that most people and most people who predict these things don't think we're going to be very good. And so, like any competitor, when that's the case, you want to get out there and compete. And so, the attitudes have been really good. I would say right now our defense is ahead of our offense. And I'm not sure there's many coaches that would not tell you that. But I do think, I like my group, and I'm anxious to go to battle with them.
Peter Fiorentino, Marquette Wire. As the only freshman on the team, how has Sandy Cohen's transition? Has it been smooth coming into college ball? Do you see him making an impact or even seeing the court this year?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, I want Sandy to play and play well. And, Sandy is a very talented young man. I think he's got a high basketball IQ. I think he's been well-schooled in high school. And he's a versatile player. And so, I think Sandy can really help us. Obviously, he's still got the body of a freshman. So at times, the physicality of the college game is something that he's still adjusting to. But I really believe Sandy's going to be a very good player here at Marquette.
Coach J.P. Cadoran from Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. What sort of momentum do you think this program as a whole has right now? Whether it's new coaches coming in, recruiting, or transfers like Carlino, just overall the momentum of this program?
Well, again, that's for other people to judge. Like for me, I really like the direction that this program is going. I like the people that we have in the program, that both staff and players. I think they've done a great job being ambassadors on a number of different levels, whether it's in the community, school community, Milwaukee community, or to people that we, will eventually hope will play at Marquette. And so I think there's a real positive vibe. And, I'm proud of that. But I think it's a function of a lot of people working together, not just the people in our program, but the people here at Marquette.
Matt Treby, WTMJ. What are your early thoughts of the new athletic director and your relationship with him so far?
Well, my relationship's been great. I'm very excited for our program. I'm very excited for our whole athletics department. I think Bill Scholl is a guy who's been, an outstanding administrator at a high college level for a long time. He's a people person. I think all the coaches here are excited to have him as our leader, as am I. And, I think it's a great time for Marquette University. I think, I think it's an amazing time for our school. And I think it starts at the top with Dr. Lovell, and certainly the addition of Bill Scholl is another great thing for what's going on here, not just in athletics, but the whole school community.
Coach, how's the health of the team at this point, and how important is that going to be, to stay moving forward?
Really? No. No, the health's been good. The health's been good, and again, that's one of the unknowns. I mean, we have to stay healthy. But our guys have really proud of how they work, and they've shown to be durable, and they've shown to fight through the bumps and bruises that come with the day-to-day grind of the traditional practice season.
Coach, as you're building toward the future, what are the ideal qualities that you're looking for from a Marquette recruit?
Well, I look at three things initially. The very first thing is character. I want young men who have high character, have been raised well, who have respect for authority, who are good people, and who, by and large, make good decisions. And that's the very first thing. I want to, look, I have a 6 and a 4-year-old, and they're going to be around my team and my group a lot. I want to know that when Jack and Charlie are around them, they're going to be around good people. So that's the very first thing. Obviously, they have to have the talent to help us win games. People will look at the bottom line, and so we have to have guys who are talented enough to help us compete at the highest level, both in the Big East and nationally. And then thirdly, I want guys who want to take advantage of all Marquette has to offer, whether that's in the classroom or the community. This is a school that when I came here, I had admired from a distance for a long time. It's a great school, and it's a great community. I mean, the support around this school community is big time. And our guys need to come here not just to take advantage of what our basketball program has to offer. They need to be able to take advantage of what our school has to offer, because there's a lot to offer.
Coach, Steve Taylor, it appeared, was strongly considering transferring after the coaching change. You talk about the guys completely buying in. Where have you seen him buy into your program, and what do you expect from him this season?
You know, Steve has had a great start to practice. You know, I think he's excited by the opportunity, and you know, obviously the last year was not an easy year for him. I think he said it, but you know, one of the things that I've tried to do with all our guys, this is a fresh start, and so what you've done in the past, you know, we're all about looking forward, and I think Steve's been excited by that, and he's had an outstanding, you know, first week of practice, and hopefully that will translate and to tomorrow night, and then when we play games.
We good for now? Cool. Again, head out through the lobby. We'll get on team photo and then one-on-ones with the players and the staff.
Thank you guys very much. Appreciate you being here.